everyone, this is Pick for Life coming to you live from Toy Dojo's store here in Austin, Texas. Following up from Cyber City Con in San Antonio. I know you guys were waiting a long time for this. Overlord, this is MMC's, Carnifex. And yeah, I'm finally going to get to preview this guy for you guys. So let's get started really quickly. This is a sample, pre-production sample, so these colors and the finishes, the tolerances, blah, 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 they're all prone to changes, so just keep that in mind. But we're going to go through this pretty quickly. I'm going to show you both the robot mode as well as the alt modes for the tank and the jet, but we're not going to go into base mode because MMC asked me not to do that. I think they're trying to keep a little bit of surprise left for some future cons and so forth. So really quickly, he does come with two swords, which are nice and glossy. Most of this figure seems like it's painted, or at least a lot of this figure seems like it's painted. So he can use this. He does have kind of the MP style tabs here that go into the hands, and those are also used to form the side of the jet mode. Speaking of tabs on handles, his massive gun, very IDW inspired, I guess also G1 toy inspired. It does have the rotating piece that allows you to use it as a gun and the turret, or I guess cannon, in tank mode. This piece does open up and do some stuff for tank mode, but we'll get into that a little bit. But it's a really cool, solid piece, really large. On his left arm, we do have his shield, which is the canopy for jet mode. You can open that up and you can see how that works. It has a couple of different tabs and stuff like that for multiple uses, I'm guessing. I don't know all of the details on how this is supposed to be used, but I'm sure there's more uses than what I'm going to show you today. So no instructions, we're just going to kind of wing it. And let's get to Overlord himself. And this guy's massive. Like, just look at him. To give you an idea, Tarn, their Tarn, which is a Coulter, is 8 inches. This guy just towers over him. He's almost twice the height. I gotta imagine he's like 14 inches, bigger than MP Ultra Magnus by a good deal. So you're getting a lot of toy for this figure. Looking at the head sculpt, let's zoom in really quickly because this is one of the coolest parts of it. He does, I don't know if he's going to have multiple head sculpts or face sculpts, but this one that is installed right now does have the damaged right eye from I think Last Stand of the Records, if I'm not mistaken, is when that happens. But yeah, that's really cool that they did that. A really, really cool detail. He does have a ball jointed head. And it's actually on a hinge too, kind of a hinge platform. So you can get a lot of down, which you'll need because again, he just towers over people. You can get a lot of down. He can go straight up, which is kind of odd. He does have the head bobble. Overall, the mold on the head is just really fantastic. I love the smirk. I think they did a really good job. The shoulders are where the articulation gets kind of wonky. There's like a bunch of different spinning, rotating pieces here for the shoulder piece. Let's just get this out of the way and deal with the shoulders themselves. The shoulders are on a hinge, a ratcheted hinge that goes up, but then you get the ratcheted piece that goes forward and back, ratcheted piece that goes out to the side. He does have a bicep swivel and a single jointed elbow bend here, but you get 90 degrees. His fists are on a swivel as well, and the hands are really well done. The hands are all like anatomically correct. He has a thumb on a ball joint that can swivel up and down. He has a pin, 2 pins in the thumbs, and then 3 total in each finger, and each individual finger, even on this test shot, is really nice and tight, which is awesome. Again, he does feature the tab in the palm to make use of his weapons. To get back to the shoulders real quick, like I said, all this kind of has to work in conjunction, and it does kind of get in the way depending on how you like move stuff. So you're gonna have to do a little bit of fiddling with the shoulders and get used to that. He does have this little tabby piece, which I think is supposed to, oh yeah, so this piece was supposed to stay on the shield, but that's how you tab it into the side of the arm. It will work on either side. His chest does open up and show kind of like the missile pods there. It's nice and painted, on the chest and some of the upper parts of the section of the body, and even the abs here, I think. It looks really nice. He does have a waist swivel, and he can get basically all the way around. I think if you can get this backpack just untabbed just a bit, it does tab in or something like that, or sit in really securely. He does have hip skirts that get out of the way for your legs. Sorry, so you do get a little bit of interference with this side skirt piece. He does have a thigh swivel, obviously, going all the way around, and you can see that it does separate here. It does tab in pretty securely, so I don't have any concerns about that falling off. He does have double jointed knees, which give you a lot of range of motion. It does just, this is really the restricting piece for the knee joint. Otherwise, you could have probably gone all the way up to his back. These are actually working treads, and you can see all the different gears that work in conjunction. It's like a nice rubbery, and it works really, really well. We'll show his foot does have some toe articulation, some heel articulation going up and down, and they're on the same joint as far as ankle tilt, so you can go out and in. So you get a lot of articulation on such a big guy. So I'm really, really impressed with his robot mode. Just taking a look at the back, because I haven't shown that off just yet. You can see that it looks really nice. He has a really big jetpack, but otherwise it's very clean. I mean, that's kind of how it's supposed to be designed with his jetpack there. No hollowness on the lower legs or anything like that, but he does have pretty large legs. But yeah, I think that's it for robot mode. Give me a second and I'll go ahead and put together the alt modes. Hey everyone, we're in alt mode, so let's go over these one at a time. Obviously, Carnifex splits into 2 alt modes for transformation. Let's go ahead and start off with tank mode. So tank mode is pretty bulky and heavy. He does again have these working treads, which are really cool. They're kind of a nice soft rubber piece and a bunch of moving gears throughout, which is really cool. Here you can look at the back. Pretty clean. Has some air vent details there. Side, the top. I like the pink highlights up here. And then on the bottom is pretty clean, pretty simple. This flap can come out. I'm not really sure if it's supposed to be out like this or down like that, but I think it just is supposed to kind of do a space filler. As far as articulation, he doesn't really have any articulation in the cannon at all. You can't really move this down just because it interferes with the tank mode. There are some pieces here that move up, and from what I'm told, these can act as kind of like cockpits. So if you have like a spike or something like that, I guess you can throw that in here, or who knows, maybe at some point they'll do some what is it, chess masters? Is that what it is? Or god masters, whatever they called it, and like kind of like the G1 toy, and throw that in there. I'm not really sure, but that'd be cool if they did that. That's really it for tank mode. Let's get in jet mode, which is my preferred of the two. I actually like this a lot. It's really long. To give you an idea, compared to Titanica, you can see just how long this guy is. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. It was on a cool flight stand at Cyber City Con and it looked really nice. You can see the nice glossy painted details on the sword and the nose cone. I'm not sure if they're going to be doing all the gray pieces like that. Speaking of cockpits though, he does have an opening cockpit here, as well as some like painted details on the canopy, which you can't even see from the outside, so it's very interesting that they took the time to do that. But maybe again, they're going to plan to do something with a kind of a figure that can go in here, which would be cool. Again, why would you have these working cockpit areas if you're not going to do something with them? Who knows? Other cool features are that he does feature landing gear on the front as well as on the back here, optional, that fold out. And they are all working wheels. So you can slide them around like that. He does have a bunch of different pieces that kind of attach here. He does have the wings here. The shield splits into 2, kind of like the Ferrorex crotch piece, how it splits apart and turns around and it forms the front and back. Very similar mechanism to how that works here and forms the main body of the fuselage. A lot of cool stuff going down here in terms of transformation. I can't obviously show that off since I was asked not to, but a lot of things to come in to transform the jetpack into kind of these thrusters, and a lot of pieces that fold out specifically to fill out some spaces and provide some details. There are a bunch of thrusters on the back here and here. You can articulate these since these are the hips, which is kind of cool. But overall, everything is pretty well hidden. The bottom is pretty clean. You do see the chest. You do see a little bit of Overlord's head or Carnifex's head really deep in here, but you can't really see much. So I think they did a really good job with this mode. I really like it. So that's really it for the alt mode review. I can't do the base mode because they've asked me not to. They want to kind of reveal that slowly. And I think I've seen some other kind of fan modes or other like non-official modes that they've shown off, where they kind of combine these tank legs with the jet mode kind of. I saw those in kind of the early releases, and I don't know anything about that since I don't have that information. But as we get closer to TFCon, I'm guessing we're going to find out a bit more, and as we get closer to the release of this gun, which looks like it'll be in the fall. Alright, so that's it for the preview. I hope you guys liked it. If you liked the review, please give it a like, share, and subscribe. Obviously, we worked really hard to get this to you as soon as possible. If you want to keep up to date with my news and reviews, please hit that subscribe button. And again, thanks to Toy Dojo and Mastermind Creations for allowing me to do this early preview for you guys. That's all for today, everyone. Have a good one.